My name is Claire Roberts and I am the Business Development Manager at Osuji Smith Lawyers. Here we are on site today to discuss with Charles Osuji and Rowan Fisher the successful acquisition of Fisher Law to Osuji Smith Lawyers. Rowan Fisher, Charles Osuji, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
The excitement is in the air. It's a big day today.
Yes.
How are you guys feeling?
Great. Really, really
Amazing.
good. Yeah.
Absolutely. So Charles, Rowan, congratulations on the successful acquisition to you both. Charles, could you tell us what driving factors came into play when considering this acquisition and how you think it aligns with the long-term goals of Osuji Smith?
Great question, Claire. Hi, Rowan. I came to this country in 2011 as an immigrant and faced many challenges that many immigrants face coming into a new country. There's loss of network, learning to speak the language of Canada, loss of self-confidence, imposter syndrome, all of that. Fortunately for me, I connected with someone who knew someone who knew someone who knew Mr. Smith. I started my journey as a lawyer through Mr. Smith. 2 years afterwards, I bought him out and renamed the firm Osuji Smith Lawyers. Over the years, we've expanded in other practice areas, but we've never really had any strong presence in immigration law, knowing fully well that I am a product of immigration. I am here today because someone did my papers right. Someone credible put the paperwork together to make sure that I came to this country successfully. I started looking around for a reliable, experienced, grounded resource in immigration law. And of course, Rowan came in handy. I've known Rowan for many years. We've acquainted on a few things. We've talked business, we've talked mentorship, we've talked growth of law firms. And when she came to me telling me that there's an opportunity for her to look out to join a successful practice, I knew my time was here. And that was how the conversation started. With Rowan, she's done an incredible job at Fisher Law. She is talented, she is experienced, she is credible, and she has integrity. And these are the things I'm looking for in terms of immigration. Immigration is a space that has a lot of folks who are not legitimate, who are not credible. People have the money to relocate, but they're looking for credible resources to do that. And Rowan and her team at Fisher Law represent everything good about immigration practice, hence this acquisition.
Of course. And Rowan, can you share a few words on what it is that made you comfortable with this acquisition and moving forward with Charles and Osuji Smith Lawyers?
Sure. When I first started looking at opportunities outside of Fisher Law and perhaps joining with another law firm, the law firm that came to mind right away was Osuji Smith Lawyers. The synergy between how Charles and I run our teams, the relationship that Charles and I had already built in the business network within Calgary. We have, like Charles said, had lots of discussions over the past number of years on how to run businesses, how to run law firms, challenges running teams.
Right.
And so we knew that this synergy existed. So as I went into conversations with firms about the potential of Fisher Law joining firms, it was just so present to me that Osuji Smith Lawyers was where we had to be. And so Charles and I went for lunch.
Right.
And he took me to this wonderful Nigerian restaurant. And we sat there and I just pitched him. I said, I got two things for you. One, I'm thinking of moving Fisher Law into another law firm. And two, I want it to be yours.
Wow.
And he looked at me and he was like, I think we should make this happen.
Right.
And that was really it.
Yeah,
And
that
it
was
just started from there. So I know a lot of the lawyers here. I know Charles, the lawyers on our team, know lawyers in the OSL team already.
Yeah.
We're also connected through community. A lot of our lawyers do community work. I do a lot of community work. Charles does a lot of community work. We've even won the same awards. Like it's
Right.
really, it's just, there's so
it
much
really makes
synergy.
sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
For both of
absolutely.
us, it was just, I knew this is what I wanted. I knew this is what I wanted to go after. And as soon as Charles knew this was happening, he said yes.
I love that. I
And
love
we
to
just,
hear about that.
yeah, we just like rock and rolled from there. Really.
Absolutely.
Sometimes when things align so beautifully like that, you can't help but assume that there's obviously something there and
Right.
to build on that.
Yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
Okay, so for both of you, looking ahead, what opportunities do you foresee for growth and innovation as a result of this acquisition?
So Osuji Smith Lawyers is currently the largest black-owned law firm in Canada. And it's been a shame that this law firm never had any immigration practice. It's an irony in itself. The one thing I love about official law is they have presence across Canada. They have presence in Ottawa, they have presence in Yukon, they have presence in Dubai, they have presence in Edgery, they have presence in Calgary. And one of the goals for Osuji Smith is to mark each territory across the globe. And having official law on my team and her team as part of Osuji Smith is a step to that direction. Immigration law is easily scalable. We could easily have presence all over. We just need to have good people be the ambassadors of Osuji Smith through the help of Rowan and her team and the rest of Osuji Smith lawyers. So part of the future here is massive growth across the country, even beyond. There's so much to do, so many people to help. There's lots of crises all over the world and people are looking to find better homes, people are looking to relocate. At the same time, they're looking for credible help to assist them with that goal. This is where we play a role. Scaling across the country, scaling across the world requires a lot of innovation, and I think official law brings that to the table. You know, they're paperless, and we are almost going paperless as well. We have mentorship as part of our North Star or guiding principles, and we're looking to marry innovation, mentorship, expertise, credibility together to be able to scale as we intend to.
And Rowan, can you tell us how the culture and the things that Charles has mentioned just now align perfectly with official law?
Absolutely. You know, immigration is divided into very specific segments. You know, there's people who are outside Canada who want to come here, and there's people and newcomers inside Canada who need assistance to stay here or to transfer immigration status or to deal with serious immigration issues like removal orders and inadmissibility or refusals of applications. And so it's wonderful to be able to, you know, come to Osuji Smith and be able to grow, to be able to not just have one or two lawyers in each of those segmented areas, but also have more lawyers to be able to help more people incoming and also inside Canada, of course in Calgary and in Alberta as well. And then on the business immigration sector as well, because Osuji Smith is so well known, you know, for their employment law, for the corporate commercial and litigation and civil and all kinds of other aspects of law, we can really now full service clients across the country and hopefully around the world.
Agreed.
With immigration, with real estate, with their corporate commercial, helping businesses and employers bring their talent in from overseas. This is really positioning with Osuji Smith on all of these immigration sectors is just going to catapult, you know, the new immigration division at Osuji Smith forward into the future.
Okay, Charles, could you tell us a little bit about the Foot in the Door initiative, or FIDI, as you guys call it?
Yeah, thanks, Claire. FIDI, Foot in the Door Initiative, is a program that I founded last year. It's a program that reflects my personal journey coming into this country without knowing anyone professionally and having to start from the scratch to find my place in Canada. It was difficult. Multiple applications without any callback, including applications for volunteer positions. Nobody would call me back. You know, I thought I was a rock star back in law school until I faced the reality of people not giving me a chance, probably because they don't know who I am, or where I went to school and stuff like that. That's an international trained lawyer. That coupled with imposter syndrome, not having, you know, confidence and all that. When I got my foot in the door through Mr. Smith and I bought the firm, I made it a personal life goal to make the journey of those coming after me easier. That was the genesis of Foot in the Door initiative. What we do through the program is to empower internationally trained lawyers with Canadian experience. I've seen a lot of folks come in and a week later they join the program. 3 weeks later, they find work, they find articles. That is the goal of FIDI, to bridge the challenges, or to mitigate the challenges internationally trained lawyers face with integrating into their professions. Canada talks a lot about immigration, but not integration. FIDI is a tool to provide help with integration into the Canadian space. Now, one of the attractions for official law was the fact that many of the lawyers are internationally trained. Now, if you look at our website, you will see that if not half or more than the lawyers are internationally trained, like myself. That synergy is rare to find. Being able to find a law firm that is driven by internationally trained lawyers. That was a significant attraction for me. And Rowan herself is very at peace with making sure that those coming internationally into the country gain the advantage and the benefit those that are here gain. With immigration division, what we're doing is to be in the middle of the ecosystem of immigration, not just those that are already here, challenging the exams and all that. We're also catering to those who are looking to come into the country. They come into the country, and if they're internationally trained lawyers, they join the FIDI program. We help them get called to the bar. So it is a complete ecosystem where Osuji Smith will be a senior player in.
And it's really important for us, coming in to be involved with another firm, one that's immigrant owned. I'm also an immigrant. And when you have that experience in your background, it changes the way you look at the work.
Right.
And it changes the way you look at need and what community needs are. And so FIDI is an amazing example of taking personal experience and building it into something substantial that will then help community and help people coming in. And I think, in my experience, when we arrived in Canada, my mom was a single parent and she was an international student, or had been an international student. She did both her undergraduate degrees in Canada. And we arrived and she didn't have enough establishment in Canada to be able to stay, and we were going to be removed from Canada. And it was a real challenge to find people to help, to find people to understand what was going on, to understand, in her case, the international student and professional experience. You're on your own, you don't have your community, you haven't met your community yet. And so FIDI is one of these things that fits. It makes people comfortable, it makes people belong and have a vision and real hope for the future. And that's what we all want for all of our clients and for all of us and for all the immigrants that we work with inside our firm, and the clients, of course, that we're going to work with as well.
So there seems to be a lot of synergy here. Can you tell us a bit about what that transition has looked like, what's going on behind the scenes?
Absolutely. This has been one of the seamless transitions ever. We had lunch, that was early December of 2023. 3 weeks later, we signed the papers.
Wow.
It was that seamless. It was.
I think we were both shocked.
Right. I think it was.
No hesitation or anything.
A story that needed to happen.
Yeah.
And we identified it right away and went for it. Now, we couldn't have come here all by ourselves. We had help. We had yourself, Claire. We had folks from official law. We had Jacqueline. We had Rowan, of course. On my team, we had Ovesi. We had Christy, we had Juliet, we had Muley, Vincent, we had Yasmin, all working tirelessly to make sure that clients are taken care of.
Yeah, and Adela was working closely with Marlene.
Right.
And Amanda Murillo. And Ola was holding the fort down as we were going through the transition, doing all the transition stuff on the Fisher Law side as well, and informing our clients and our business partners and all those things as well. So it has been a massive and incredible team effort. And we're so grateful for everyone.
Our first general meeting, people were like, "Oh, nice to see you again. I know who you are. We connected 3 years ago. This is beautiful." And I know that this is going to translate in the actual services we deliver to our clients.
Thank you both for joining us. If you're looking for more information on this acquisition, you guys can have a look on our website at www.osujismith.ca. You can give us a call at 403-283-8018 and keep an eye out on social media as well.
Thank you, Claire.
Thanks, Claire.
Thanks
Appreciate
again.
your time.